in the southeast. Even his lawyer came out and said that Ekpa is a good guy, that the killing in Nigeria still continues. And we've seen what people are saying about Simon Ekpa freedom. What is your take as a guy?
Yeah, glory be to God. I remember humble say one and the only Biafran evangelist. Remember, before now, I told you people one certain time when Steve Bruce, one of the dictator, dictated and he did a research concerning Simon Ekpa, Malcolm Bruce, thereabout. Then that was last year when this issue started, when he was arrested. The ending of the last year, he said it. That was in the month of December. He said in this case that he have cross-examined it and he discovered that Simon Ekpa is going to win anywhere in the court. Remember, he said it before today that Alexander Levis become the new lawyer of Simon Ekpa. The same man repeated the same thing that Simon Ekpa was saying. So he himself now has said the same thing. And then this is the third lawyer. Are you getting it? This can Gumeres. He cross-examined the previous ones. And what happened? He said, let's go there. I am with you. You know, in court, I don't know if you are following it up. He has about 19 sons following him to defend him, volunteers to defend him. And you can see what happened today. That Simon Ekpa, for the very first time, ever since this court case started, him smiling. You know, the other, they made that May 13th. You understand? As at that time, when you look at it, you see the way he was behaving like somebody that they put inside coma. They are just bringing out of eyes free. But today, he appeared differently. He came out warmly, smiling, to the point you see people, all those lovers, the Biafrans in Finnish government, was like taking pictures, smiling with him, taking pictures together with him. And when I look at the call, when I look at everything, I discover that finally, the hero Mahuno is on a smiling face with a smiling character. That definitely, and finally, like I've said before, definitely that he's going to win. And finally today, you see what happened. Nigeria with their delegates, the US with their delegates, has finally, with a Pitamba 50 evidence, they have finally fallen out. They have been totally crushed. They have been totally demolished. Remember the other time they have about 3 DOS. One say name na Carlo Isaac. The other one say name na Pastor Udochi. The other one name na Ngokede Williams. So when they came and at the end of the day, cross-examination was given to them and they fall. And the next day of the court, the two that are supposed to appear, because they heard what has happened to those that have appeared, those 3 that appeared, what happened? They refused to come. You know how much Nigeria spend? And do you know how much Nigeria spend every day that these 2 persons or these 2 people, 2 individuals appears in the court, especially the one here in Nigeria, Mazen Namdekano? Do you know how much Nigeria spend? Because Nigeria is a country that don't know the value of money. They don't know the value of resources. They don't know how to channel it or where to channel it in order to generate more. They are just good in doing what? In extravagant spending, ravishing the resources and the blessings of God that God Almighty has given to us, because we did not struggle to get it. That is why they are ravishing it like that. But glory be to God, so far so good, we have won. Not just winning, but we have won, because it has become a past tense. Yes, then Simon Epan, I repeat again, Simon Epan, the PM himself, is going home. You can see the smile on the faces of everyone that appears in the court today. Out of the courtroom, smile, jubilation all over. Don't you see his step of dancing again? Because he has completely not just destroyed, but demolished Nigeria with their evidence. And so those that come to witness, they have been completely demolished. Just the same way Israel pandered Iran. That is the same way Simon Epan pounded Nigeria and their false witnesses.
Anyway, I'm an Igbo man, and there was never a time in history Igbo man was tagged or proscribed as a terrorist tribe. So what we are saying is that Igbo man has never been proscribed and can never be terrorist. Ekpa, from onset, all the accusation against Ekpa is nullified, you know, and Ekpa is vindicated. It is a winning streak as he continued the first day he went to court. It is the same winning streak. And I'm telling you, today, people have already begun to cluster around the court, where Simon Ekpa's Lego team will have face-off with Finnish Lego team, finally. And we've seen that actually, what has actually transpired today, already as I'm talking to you now, because I know that the proceeding has, started. Ekpa is victorious. There's nothing actually indicated that Ekpa is going to lose. There is shame already on the Igbo testifiers, the ones that masquerade themselves, from Finland to come and nail Ekpa, and the rest 4 incarcerated. You could see how disgraceful it was for those testifiers, which actually indicated that Ekpa is free. And we should write it down in history that Ekpa has defeated Nigeria in Finland. Actually, the offense in question was committed in the southeastern Nigeria by some criminals, political, opponents fighting themselves using local vigilantes and the criminals to fight themselves. And all of a sudden, federal government of Nigeria group Mazi Simon Ekpa, that is the one, sponsoring or fueling this sage or spate of bloody criminalities going on in southeastern Nigeria. But I can see what has transpired so far when Bianca Ojukwu, Mama Biafra, who's supposed to keep that fire glowing, set by his husband. Instead, Bianca is killing that fire of Biafra, quenching it, because she has actually collected peanuts from APC juggernauts. This current administration has gone too far to destroy Igbo man. But you can see that we stand gidigba, resisting them with all we have. And I can tell you that Biancono has lost out in Finland. Ojo, the so-called Minister of Interior, has disgraced himself in Finland. Because actually his testimony and witness could not stand for want of substantiated evidence. No, Bianca, CDS, Ojo, the Minister of Interior, all of them failed woefully in Finland to do what? Come forward with substantiated evidence. Simon Ekpa committed such. We've seen Ekpa in flying color and Ojukwu's wife disgraced out together with Interior Minister Ojo. The rest of the Igbo masquerade or masked testifiers, they have actually lost out. So that's why Ekpa's winning streak spontaneously or simultaneously collided with Mazi Nnamdi Kanu's winning streak. So both of them are alike in nature and being tried within same crime, which is not serious. Because if you ask me, I will tell you it's not even crime because it's not a traceable felony in Nigeria or any other part of the country outside Nigeria for one to agitate for self-determination. It is no crime. It is no treasonable felony. People that are stealing our public funds are the one committing treasonable felony. It is within or embedded in the Nigerian constitution. If you mismanage public fund, you are the enemy of the state. So trying people that actually committed treasonable felony, you that siphon our public funds should be tried too. Both are same. But you can see these two. They are agitating for their right. What they are doing is within the umbrella of the law, legality. United Nations Charter actually allows it that everybody at least could agitate for self-determination or realization. Then again, within all the countries of Africa, it is embedded. They are all embedded on their constitutions that you have right, I have right to agitate for my right, for emancipation of my nationality, which of course, you know, Kanu was actually doing same. Samuel Ekpa was actually agitating and even defending his tribe. The tribe everybody understands is his tribe in Finland, is Igbo tribe. And Samuel has not contravened any international law or local law while actually defending, you know, his tribe against the Fulani dangerous militia. See, what is actually happening in Finland now is a final celebration of the Biafrans in diaspora and within Nigeria. Samuel Ekpa has actually defeated. A winning streak actually has taken over, enveloped both Samuel Ekpa and Mazi Nnamdi Kanu, who has been accused of importing a Biafran radio transmitter. Ask me if it is an offense, bomb and the pump passion. Ask me when did Mazi Nnamdi Kanu import pump passion or bomb. And this case has actually left Supreme Court of Nigeria, which has never happened in the history of this country, to DSS headquarters in Abuja. It is uncalled for. It is an illegality of highest order. James Omotocho has failed Nigerians. He has failed Department of Judiciary. All his legal pedigree and integrity gone. James Omotocho is not doing the needful. He has actually dragged his legal certificate and integrity on the mud. Poto. James Omotocho and Arimo Mowolo, that federal government, yes, federal government lawyer or whatever, they are all unstable, chameleonic, and let me say, unstable human beings. They are not right at all. They are the ones that are very, very, you know, that are even contravening the law, you know, infringing on Mazi Nnamdi Kanu's court right. Because you don't have to transfer a case that is in the competent, you know, court, as in law, to DSS headquarters. It is an aberration, it's an abomination. It is so strange and unique. We've never had such, you know, case in Nigerian history. Court should be court. Department of Judiciary should be there. DSS is another platform entirely overseeing the security affairs or homeland security within the states of the Federation. Why trying to make the DSS headquarters or DSS themselves an embodiment of judiciary? So if you look at this case from this angle, you will actually find out that James Omotocho has actually deviated from doing the needful. He has turned his back on the epitome, let me say, monument that, you know, Department of Judiciary, you know, epitomizes. It is not right for him to transfer this case from court to DSS. It is uncalled for. It is an illegitimacy of the highest order. It is an illegality of the highest order as well, thereby infringing on the human rights, fundamental human rights of Mazi Nnamdi Kanu. It is never done before, especially whereby case has transferred from court to DSS quarters, meaning Tinubu has actually paid the judge, paid the federal government barrister or lawyer, and even the court as an embodiment of law to rubbish Mazi Nnamdi Kanu. I think it is the right time that the legal team of Mazi Nnamdi Kanu should begin to militate, to fight this kind of menace. It is a menace indeed, and the lacuna of law, because we don't have to at least paint what is wrong right. DSS headquarters is for the Department of State Security, you know, operatives. It is not for anything adjudication or constitutional review, you know, in Nigeria. It is the court. So if you ask me, I will tell you that Omotocho James has actually deviated from following this case with due process into, you know, a rubber stamp as the court, Nigerian court represents. He is a rubber stamp, meaning that he's a stooge to Tinubu. The barrister that led the federal government team is a stooge. He has actually bastardized the monument, the let me say, what Nigerian law or constitution at least epitomizes. It is not supposed to at least ask for the court to transfer the case to the DSS headquarters. DSS headquarters, is it Supreme Court? Supreme Court is bigger than any court. Any court. of competent jurisdiction in Nigeria, it is the Supreme Court. Is DSS facilities above the Supreme Court? That is the case. Kanu, in the first place, if you ask me, is not supposed to leave court for DSS facilities. I think Kanu's legal team should do something about it.
Okay, but Ekpa lawyer, Kagome said the persistent or the rising killing in Nigeria still persists. That Simon Ekpa is never a terrorist. That just look at what happened recently in Benue, where the Fulani terrorists fired or killed another 200 persons, and this brought global attention to Nigeria. Even the Pope came out talk about this. That Ekpa is not a terrorist. What is your take as regards?
Are we talking about only Epa? Epa and Mazen and the Kanu are not terrorists. We've seen how Fulani Janjaweeds, sponsored headers are buying, various farmers on their farmlands, attacking, buying various communities in Benue State, in Taraba State, in Plateau State, in Enugu State, and even in Imo State. So what we are saying is that the terrorists we know are the Fulani headers. The bandits are the same Fulani militias. Buying, killing people, abducting people on religious purpose, for religious purposes. It is not for nothing that someone has been kidnapped, someone has been killed, because he could not recite Quran. You will actually find out that they are doing it for religious purpose. And the Mazen Nnamdi Kanu and Simon Ekpa are people we know, of course, that are agitating for their right. The government of Nigeria should at least channel all their aggression to fighting bandits and the Fulani headers, not to fight the Igbo youths, Mazen Nnamdi Kanu or Simon Ekpa. They are not the problem that has actually enveloped Nigeria since 2015. Nigeria began to have problems since 2015 as a result of Buhari's aggressiveness towards President Goodluck Jonathan, because each and every time Buhari went to poll in the past, he actually come out, with failure. So he became aggrieved and actually connived with his Fulani Janjaweed brothers in the Sahel countries, desert area, to import mercenary, militias into Nigeria. And these mercenaries, they are actually agreed on a term until it escalated in 2015, when it was obvious that Buhari thought that Jonathan would not relinquish power. Anyway, Jonathan, after relinquishing power, allowing Tinubu to carry Buhari to carry the day, when it was obvious Buhari did not win election, these bandits and the Fulani militias, they have resorted to take over Nigeria, because the terms and the policy they discussed with Buhari could not meet up. And now Fulani militias, the bandits, they have taken over Nigeria. Leave Simon Ekpa and the Mazen Nnamdi Kanu, they are not terrorists. There was never a time in history of Nigeria these two are constituting terrorism in Nigeria. The people that are constituting terrorism in Nigeria are the Fulani headers, the bandits. There are many names, under the platform of terrorism. They are the ones that are constituting arsonism, sadism, and the terrorism in Nigeria. Not the Igbo man, not Mazen Ekpa, not Mazen Nnamdi Kanu. Federal government of Nigeria should put their house in order and make sure that the names, the list of terrorist sponsors given to them from UAE, they should prosecute them. Prosecute the Fulanis, the head of Fulani, what they call their group, Meti Allah. Yes, Bodijo. It should be prosecuted. They should arrest Gumi. His interaction and relationship with bandits and the Boko Haram has actually depicted he has foreknowledge of these two insurgent operatives group. So they should work hard to arrest Gumi and the rest of Islamic clerics that are parleying with Boko Haram.
They would like you to believe that Simon Ekpa is the cause of insecurity. No, I am the solution, and the only way they can get to you is by kicking me out of the way.
Today I denounce Nigeria, and everything I am going to be doing, and like I have done in the past, will continue to do, will be for the best interest of the restoration of Biafra and for the Biafra people. I have no contact. I cut every ties with Nigeria. I cannot be part of a terrorist country. I cannot be part of a country that sponsor the killing of their own people. I cannot be part and proud to call myself Nigeria or even have anything associated with Nigeria. So the fight between the Biafra people and Nigeria from today is the restoration and the total liberation of Biafra people from Nigeria.
To Holland, Netherlands, the headquarters of ICC. I'm ready to drag and continue the case since the case has just begun in Finland. What's your take as regards?
Good evening, my beloved. Good afternoon, good morning, and good night, wherever you're watching us from. I remember humble self, one and the only Biafran evangelist, and I will continue to evangelize anything of that regard to truth. And I will continue to speak that truth whenever opportunity, is given to me. Here, Pretamba, the governor of Enugu State, has vowed to drag this matter beyond the Finnish government territory. That is ready because he has woken up again with his evidence, which he has said that he has against Simon Epan. That Simon Epan was the one terrorizing the nation, was the one, making people not have their peace in their land, in their farmland, in their home, I believe. Now, I am happy because he said it, that Finnish government has started the trial because he has been waiting for the trial. He has been waiting for the trial to start. That is why everywhere is like is silent and is not talking. But now he has woken up because the trial has started over Simon Epan, and he vowed to take it beyond the Finnish government states. He said after the Finnish government finish their own court, their own judge, and their own trial against Simon Ekpa, he said he will not end it there. That he's going to take it up to ICC, and I am waiting. And I am glad for him waking up, for him standing up against Simon Ekpa. And I am watching, and I am waiting. My ear is open to hear more. I'm ready to follow up. Now listen and listen good. You that said that, Pitamba, you say sit at home. That Simon Ekpa causes sit at home, and Nigeria economy is going down. I want to ask you, before you become the governor of Enugu State, is Nigeria economy growing? How far was the Nigeria economy before Simon Ekpa and before you becoming a governor? Then he said they are losing. Please, I want you to cross-examine in 1967. How much did the Igbo people lose in the war? Even after the war, can you give me the estimation or estimate of what Igbos lost during the war or after the war? Do you know that as at that time and after the war, that all the money that belonged to any Igbo man, to any Biafran person, Nigeria swallow it. Nigeria sees it.
But they gave them
Nigeria, excuse me, Nigeria squander it in punishment. That they are doing it, and they did it to punish and to impoverish and to make sure that they wreck and then to make sure that they wretched Igbo people to the end. But it was quite unfortunate that within the space of some years later, like today, you see Igbo men riding on a horse of the kings. It is the God-given grace. It is the God-given mercy. It is the God-given love. It is the God-given kindness. It is the kindness of God. Do you know how much every average surviving Igbo man was given after the war? Only but 20 pounds.
So was it
Are you here? It's not very small.
as at then?
As at then, how much was 20 pounds? Do you know how much was 20 pounds? It was like giving a child. Maybe, for example, now you give me like 200 naira. Or you give me like 2,000 naira. Or 20,000 to live. Then tell me How do you want me to live and how do you expect me to survive? That means you want to impoverish the man the more. You want to make sure that you oppress and subdue and subdue and subdue him to the ground so that he will not be able to raise his head. But it is unfortunate that today, few years later, Ebos rise up to the top. Ebos enjoy the blessings from God, the favor of God, with a small 20 pounds after the war that was given to the surviving ones. As you can hear today, check it. The 75% of Lagos State economic growth is contributed by the Ebos. Baba, check. Ask. Ask. Baba, no, except a Yoruba man that don't want to tell himself the truth. Who are the, check here, I don't want to, go far. Just start from here. From there to the front to there. Who are the people paying for rent? They pay for rent, they pay for electricity, they pay for tax, they pay for dustbin, they pay for sweeping, they pay for every damn thing, and they still pay house rent. I don't know if you are getting it. My brother, checkmate. Jiranya gave borrow with Christmas. You will agree with me that it is only God that have lifted Ebos up. If not so, Nigeria never meant well for Ebos. But God meant it for Ebos for good. And that is why that envy is much. The envy is much on Ebos because there are people, Nigerians are like, imagine how come within the space of how many years that the Ebos are competing, despite the fact that they have squandered all our money after the war. Nigeria pocketed it, put everything from Ekpa. Let's make sure that these people did not wake up, they did not rise up. But today, all the money that they squander, all our money that they seize, where is that money? They are nowhere to be found. They cannot challenge, they cannot compete. Because you cannot eat your cake and still have it. Now, Pitamba, why I bring this thing analysis, I want you to think and I want you to wake up from your sleeping memory. By tagging your brother, the enemy of this country. By saying that you will stand up to fight your brother out there to the length, to the end. Your brother that never disturbed you, that meant it well, that went for the freedom.
Was greedy.
Greedy of what? Because he refused. He refused to die.